now you've moved on.
Yes.
Yes, and you said it took you a year?
Yeah.
And looking back, because again, we're not trying to demonize
anyone
here, but looking back, and if you really just had to step up as a man, because I'm sure there are certain things that you did wrong.
Yeah.
And that's why today he mentioned the process that he went through with the divorce.
Yes.
It was a painful process for him, but he was able to get past it. But for you, you have kids involved.
Yes, which makes it more complicated because just like him, I was not for the idea of divorce. I was like, sour, because it didn't end too well. She was hospitalized and everything. That's her story. So I'd prefer if she says it. But even me, I was served like that. This guy calls me and then goes like, hey, I hear you MC gigs. Can we meet? Whatever you talk nitty-gritties of the event. I'm like, sour. So I go to the venue and the advocates and cops, they're serving me divorce papers, you know. I went crazy. I'm like, what?
Serious?
Yeah, and yes. And then now it says I can't see the kids, which of course affected me.
So was there a specific
reason? And the kid looks like you. The kid looks like you.
Yes.
Then she said you can't see the kid.
Even my son is funnier than me.
Serious?
So when was the last time you saw your kids?
It was that 1 year ago.
So for a whole year,
Jesus.
you have not seen
Not even on
both
Facebook.
your children.
Yeah. Even of course I stalk them. I stalk them and everything. Or sometimes I use her friends, like ask her to send photos, blah blah. Or when they visit, stuff like that. And it's especially difficult because my daughter was really young when I left, and she was in the incubator for the longest. At least my son. When my son was born, I actually took time off the industry. To raise my son. And
because you've not seen your kids for a whole year, do you support them in any way financially?
Yes. Because I'm not allowed to. I don't talk to her. I'm not supposed to know where they live. Technically, I know. Yeah, but I have those restraining orders. I know where they live, where they hang out, but I avoid because of the confrontation. But yes, I have a policy for both of them. So. And they're up to date, so I pay via insurance.
So you have the insurance policy, but you don't, because you have no access to her, you don't do the day-to-day financials.
No,
like
I don't
fees.
I don't have access.
By the time somebody is slapping you with a restraining order and refusing you access to your kids, what justification did they use? Because it's not just enough to say we are divorcing, so he's not allowed to see the kids. Because a restraining order usually will come either if someone puts forward, oh, he's a threat to me, he's a threat to the children.
No, there was no threat, absolutely. It's just, and these things, like, for example, he's not a threat, but how messed up this system is, by the way, is especially if you're a lady and kids are involved, the system is upon you, kabisa. Because you see, for him, he's saying it's harassment. Trying to mend things harassment.
Have you tried talking maybe to her parents, her family, like,
you know, most of the time, something, you see, my friend here is a victim of being, you know, we men, we are victim for all the time, for nothing. Because women, that's why we can't fight women. Women are more stronger than us, publicly. Because if you can find a woman beating a man in the street, and the men will just clap. Yes. And the people will not respond at all.
And make memes and forward.
But if you find a man even slapping a woman somewhere around, I'm telling you, police will...
Life sentence.
it is going to be a headline. But for a woman, it won't be a headline. Like me, for your information, I did not divorce her. She requested the divorce.
First, and you can see how any story can... I mean, I met these two gentlemen today, and we sat outside, and really decent gentlemen. We've sat, we've talked. You're not going to convince me, this guy or this guy. The fact that they have a restraining order is crazy. I mean, these are really nice guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me shake your hand.
This is first impression.
Good man.
Read good men. These are not
I think this is why we rub the table.
Yeah.
These are not terrible guys. And I can assure you, even by the way they are speaking, you can tell.
And we are romantic, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're romantic.
You are very much romantic.
11 days. What kind of romance is that?
Even Romeo could not have that.
We are very much
You can't
romantic.
make up this stuff.
Yeah.
But, and you just say, right person, wrong. And you just say, as we're also talking about this thing, so we can able to talk to those who are listening to us, and because there's a very big problem with the marriages in our country.
Yeah.
People are marrying for all the wrong reasons and marrying all the wrong people. And it doesn't mean marriage is bad. It's just that if you marry the wrong person, or even you don't understand what your role is, and which is why I kept saying, maybe now I know what my role is. For example, when I got married, the first time, when Janet would scream, I would take a step back, inhale, and scream louder. Now, when my lady screams, I keep quiet. I'm not submitting. I've learned with a lady, if you scream,
she will scream louder. And the screaming will never end.
If you scream, suddenly, they are so high.
Screaming match.
They are so high. And trust me,
you forget why you're screaming in the first place.
People forgot. There's no man who has ever won that fight. So you find that then if it's unfortunate that the lady is surrounded, and ladies, I say, be very careful with your girlfriends. Because your girlfriend did not marry this chap. In fact, if she was left alone with this chap, she would not date him. So how is she the best advice on how to manage this chap?
Then,
the men are suffering in silence.
And also, on the other side,
ready to help even men.
The men also have the same problem.
Absolutely.
The men also have this. This is not a woman problem also. Even us men.
You talk to your friends.
You go to take your affairs about a woman to people who have no relation. And first of all, in bars, everyone is fronting. Everyone is pretending, right? So you're in bars or coffee shops or whatever, and people are giving you bravado. So, for example, you go and say, Mimi, now, somebody comes and tells you, me, when I get at home, I have to be served food. Me, a woman who doesn't serve me food is a useless woman.
And I think really here it's the lesson, because you've been in a relationship that ended, and in some ways you're still dealing with it, and especially for you, JB, especially because there are kids involved. And probably, let me start with you, JB, because if I looked at your previous relationship and the relationship you're in now, if you just had to sum it up, how did you grow? What did you learn?
I guess what I learned from my previous relationship that's helping me, communication, I guess, the company I keep, and also I'm keen about what my family says about who I'm with and what her family says about me. And
in the spirit of communication, because again, you didn't come on this table to bash your ex-wife, and just maybe as an advocate for you on behalf of your children to your ex-wife, if you had to say anything to her on this platform about that issue, because it's a big one, and it's a fight between the two of you, but now you're involving two little souls who will miss out on having a very important figure as part of them growing up.
Well,
that's your camera. Talk to Tina. Tina, this is for you.
Baby.
Camera one. That's your camera there. That camera. Camera one. Talk to Tina.
Tina, first and foremost, I hope you're well and you're doing fine. I would beseech thee that we have a sit down. We talk about how I can probably see the kids and any kind of support that you have. It will not interfere with someone you're seeing or probably someone I am seeing, but I think it's integral for them to know their father and to, I don't know, hear my part of my story, because I get advice from guys like, don't worry, because especially your son, because I told you we had a really close relationship. It was like, wow, him when he comes of age, he'll come look for you. I don't want it to get there.
Yeah, because why wait till he's 18 when right now, how old is he now?
He's 5 now.
He's 5, when right now he could grow up knowing that my dad is an amazing person, and my dad is always be there for me.
And
exactly.
Okay,
well, I hope that Tina has had info. JBS, hashtag. That's it from me, Tony. Until next time, thank you so much for staying with us.
Good. Thank you.
Special thanks to E+ for medic and ambulance services.